agree with you. Okay, so talking about coaching now, so what would you advise to an entrepreneur who's just starting out? What would your advice to them be, right? What are those business principles that have worked for you and you would like to give to them, in a few words, so that you know that when they apply it, they're going to meet good success? So what would those principles be?
Yes. Okay. So I'll try and share a few tips. Some of those things I knew before, and then I applied them, and some I stumbled up on them. So I'm just going to bring them together. But one thing about business, setting up a business, is it comes with its challenges.
Yes.
And your resolve actually might determine what you're willing to do to surmount those challenges. So my first question is, why are you getting into business?
Wow.
Why do you want to set up your business? Now, people set up businesses for different reasons. Some, I work with this boss, and this boss seems to have all the time to himself or herself. We make all the money, the boss spends all the money. I want to go be my boss. I want to go set. If that's a good reason. It's not a bad reason. It's good to be ambitious and all. It's not a bad reason. But if that is the only reason, once you then start the business and realize that it's not easy to start a business, you might abandon it. I think one thing is this: every business is trying to solve a problem. Every business is answering people's questions. So the thing is, what idea do you have that can solve people's problem? That's the first thing. Second thing is, how passionate are you about solving people's problems? How passionate are you about this idea? Because that would be the fire that would be in the furnace of achieving what you set out to do. Because there were days, there were nights that I couldn't sleep because we had one challenge or the other, and we're like, what are we going to do? But because we know that, we're not backing out. So we have to roll up our sleeves and then find out the solution. And knowing that, and I'll say this, whatever the challenge is, that's another one, is no matter the challenge you're going through, somebody's gone through it before.
Yes.
And they have solved the problem.
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to go through the bitter experience? Why not figure out what they did? And most times people would put these solutions in their books. So I said that earlier, and I'm going to say this now. You are a student of your business. You must be and remain a student of your business. So you're learning about people in your industry. And your challenges the solutions to your challenge might not be even in your industry. It might be from people who have written books about what you're looking for. Do you understand? So there are podcasts, there are videos that have been made by people who have offered or proffered solutions to these challenges. You seek them out and apply them. Principles work when you work them.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Principles work when you work them. So find out these principles, understand how to apply them, and you find your answers. So that's another tip. Another one, which is also important, if you have the opportunity to be an apprentice to someone who is doing very well in your industry, please do it. Even if you have to volunteer, even if you are not being paid for it, if you're lucky and you're paid for, beautiful. But you can approach people. I'm into graphic designing. Have someone who's doing very well, and you approach them, and you see, free labor.
Yes.
Hardly would you have someone reject that.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you go in and you approach them the right way.
Yes.
You come in and you apply the right attitude. Because if I employ someone who's coming for free, I'm watching this person. Will this person be committed? But if you come in and you're committed, in fact, they can convert your free labor to a paid one. And then you go in there and you're valuable to the team. That's the easiest way to get close to the owner.
Yes, sir.
And once you're valuable to him, he would release secrets to you.
Absolutely.
And once you get that secret, when it's time to leave, you are armed with experience. You are armed with the right tools to start your business and scale. And lastly, when you're setting up your business, plan your exit at the initial stage. Plan your exit at the initial stage. When I say exit, it comes in two ways. So, and like we found that in the tech space, you create a software, you create a program, and a big player comes and buy off you. That's one way. And that doesn't happen all the time. So when I say exit, it means that plan your own exit out of the business. Because most times when you start your business and you start to create the business and the building blocks, the mistake we make is that you build the wall with yourself inside and there's no door. So when I say exit, have a door. So when you are done building the house, you find that you cannot go out. So you've created a prison for yourself, not a business. And that's why, so you created, because everything about the business is linked to you. It's a self-operating system. But that's how you start. I'm not saying don't start that way. Like I said, when we started the hospital, I was there 24 hours, the only doctor. It was a self-operating system. But then I learned the trick to automating it. You understand? Because I had the mindset that I say, in 1 year, I want to be out of this place. So I ensured that first, I brought in the right team. They learnt the ropes. I made them take ownership of the business. And then I stepped out and I became their coach.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I didn't do this in 1 year. It took us about 3 years. You understand? I'm not saying look at doing it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, because your business needs your attention. But then have that at the back of your mind. So at every time you are working on automating it. So that means that you free up yourself a little. Then at a time you realize that, see, I'm free.
Yes, I love it. Absolutely. Wow. If you know that you've learned a lot from just this last question that I asked Dr. Bola, I will say, yeah, because I'm part of, I absolutely can relate with that feeling.